Hey guys and dolls, welcome back to my face. So it's week 2 of the self-isolation here in Canada, and so far I can't really tell the difference. I'm not even really kidding because I have been a self-isolator most of my life, and that explains the YouTube channel. So yeah, the past 2 weeks we did not have actual classes. Our classes got suspended 2 weeks ago. And we didn't know the classes were going to be cancelled because I think we didn't expect the coronavirus epidemic to invade Canada with so much vigor, I guess. And the response to it has been quite positive so far by the Canadian government, at least from my perspective. They made the proactive decision to suspend classes. My college suspended classes in person, but the services in college were still available. And then the Monday after, the Friday when the classes were suspended, they informed us that all the services like the library, the laboratories, the food banks, all these facilities would still be available for needy students. So if you wanted to do your assignments and stuff like that, you could still go to the college and do them. So that was really helpful because for me, there were so many group assignments and projects and case studies that we had to do. It was almost impossible to do it without going to the college and meeting with your friends. And then, as the epidemic became even more dangerous and more widespread, self-isolation kicked in, and the people of Sudbury at least have jumped on it with much vigor. People have stayed indoors most of the time. There are no gatherings. I haven't seen more than 2 people together less than 2 meters apart since the announcement of the self-isolation. They haven't had to enforce it like in India or Italy or any of the other European countries where they had to literally force people to go inside, because I think Canadians are more empathetic to each other and they believe that the government is working for their good. They trust their government. So they have acted more positively towards it and they have self-isolated with vigor. And also we have not had the kind of bulk buying and panic buying that has taken hold in Europe, Australia and the US. I'm not saying that it has not happened. There are still douchebags out there who buy up all the toilet paper and the canned food and all that, but thanks to the general atmosphere of calmness and dignity that Canadians seem to have, people have not shown that despicable side. And even now today, if you see the video, fresh groceries are still available in Walmart and Dollar Tree and Food Basics and all the retail chains. So if you want to buy something, you can go out and buy them. There are not many cars on the roads, so that's a good thing. Sudbury has always been a beautiful place and it's not a huge city, so there's no smog or anything like that. So I don't see any difference in the natural aspect of it because it's always been a beautiful, green, wonderful place. I love it here. The transit buses, to make things easier for people, have been running for free since the last week. Which does not mean that people are taking the buses all the time just because it's free. People are still following the rules and only going out for emergency situations. They made the transit free because in Canada, employment is mostly seasonal or periodical and you're paid by the hour, and if you don't have a job, you don't get paid. So it's a really complicated economic situation in Canada right now. So the government has eased some of the restrictions that they have, so that's why the transit buses are running for free. You can't enter through the front of the bus anymore. You don't have to have a ticket, so you can enter from the back so that you don't go close to the driver, so that the drivers are safe. And people are supposed to sit at least a few rows separated from each other, and I think people are practicing that really well here. As for myself, what I've been doing is doing my projects. Our classes, last Monday, our classes started being delivered online through the Zoom application, and the first few classes for some of the subjects were really shaky, but now I think they've gotten into the habit of it and it's going somewhat smoothly, much more smoothly I would say than we expected. And since it's the tail end of the semester, we already have an idea of what to expect from the courses, so we are more relaxed with it. But since this is a program that requires a lot of real world interaction and group activities, it's still a little bit difficult. Now, another important thing for me is that after the semester, in the spring, we were supposed to have placements, and we had just started the procedure by applying to the different firms, and then we were supposed to have interviews, and they were supposed to give us the candidates that they would choose for the internships. And right now, it's all up in the air, because depending on the seriousness of the situation, the isolation could last much longer. So if we are self-isolated, the placements could be thrown out the window. And I'm not really looking forward to not doing the placements, because I need the experience. I really want to learn through experience. So yeah, I hope that we are able to find some way to do the placements either 2 months later, or some kind of way that we can find a middle ground for it. The other option that we have is, I think some of the courses will have a capstone project, and I really don't want to do that because it's just a waste of money, in my opinion. Some other people might like it, but I would rather be proactive and go out and learn about the real world aspects of my course, which is human resource management, than learn it in a project. As for other things, personally, I'm quite fine. My rent till August is fine, because I have the GIC, so I can afford to stay where I live until at least August. After that, I'll definitely have to find a job. And that's one thing that worries me, because in this climate, lots of people have lost their jobs, and lots of businesses might have to shut down. So the job market might go into a tailspin, which really terrifies me. I'm hopeful that with the skills that I bring to the table and my work experience back in India and the new qualifications that I'll get after finishing this course, I will have an advantage, and I'll get at least a minimum wage job so that I can pay my rent and buy food for myself. That's all I want right now. I haven't been reading as much as I wanted to, even though I plan to read a lot, but the library is closed, so I can't go to the library and pick up new books. And even if I had, I don't think I would have read much, because we have so much work to get through. So there's that. And even though I would have wanted to make more videos, I don't have much to talk about, and I just don't want to make videos or just me reacting to videos and YouTube clips, because I don't think it's fun enough. So yeah, there's that. Self-isolation, I'm fine with it, because I am a person who's more into myself, sitting by myself, reading books, watching movies, music, all that, and I'm very self-sufficient and independent. Most of the things that I do, I cook for myself, so food is not going to run out anytime soon. I stocked up on pasta, rice, atta, noodles, and pasta sauce and mushrooms, so I should be fine. I'm hoping that this blows over more quickly, and even though life may not resume to a normal pace anytime soon, I hope that when we get out on the other end, we are all better people because of the experience that we have shared as humanity, and we learn things from this. And I hope that everyone's using this time to help each other, learn about themselves, learn something new, a language, a skill, a hobby, something. What I'm doing is I'm trying to do the reading that I haven't been able to do. I'm trying to learn French because I'm in Canada, and I'm trying to get back into writing, which I haven't done in a really long time, and I don't even know if I can do it again, but I'm trying. Do things that make you happy, regardless of if it's just reading or if it's just knitting. Whatever it is, do something that makes you happy. Keep your mind occupied so that your thoughts don't start haunting you. And some people like the company of others, so don't go out. Use Instagram video or Facebook Live or whatever avenues available to you to communicate with the people you love. And yeah, stay safe and stay home.